Guys, Kaspa went towards the upside in the last 24 hours. Obviously, that's something great to see, and we are going to see in today's video if this is the end of the panic and pain in the market. So, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is neither financial advice. Now, let's have a look at the chart itself. So, that is a 4-hourly time frame. And Kaspa broke below that level of resistance, which was almost 16 cents, and we have closed above 17 cents. However, now we are retesting this level as a support, which we can see in here, right? So we have touched that support a couple of times, and that is obviously a good thing, I believe, based on 4-hourly time frame, of course, right? So if it comes to stochastic RSI, we are sitting at the ceiling level, so sooner or later I believe we are going to see some dump. Okay, of course we can be in here for a while, but for how long, really, right? Now let's have a look at the daily time frame and let's see what's going on. So from the standpoint of the daily time frame, guys, stochastic RSI is basically showing us that upward movement. All right, so let me just zoom it in a little bit, and as you guys can see, this blue line is significantly escaping that orange one. Okay, so the question is, are we going to see the proper pump now, or we are going to see a pullback again? So now let's have a look at the weekly time frame. Looking at the weekly time frame for Kaspa, this is basically what's happening on the weekly time frame, right? So we are going towards the downside. So again, it comes down to the question, are you guys going to treat this as a great opportunity? Because I do believe that Kaspa is still at quite good levels, because we saw the dump from all-time highs, of course, of 40%, right? So that is huge. And now if we are going to see the push towards the all-time highs for Kaspa, we are going to see 28% from where we are at the moment. So things are still looking good from the standpoint of accumulation. And now if it comes to the standpoint of the rainbow chart for Kaspa, we can see that Kaspa is basically gearing up towards this purple level, the bottom level. So if we are going to close weekly above this, this is going to be a definitely bullish sign if it comes to technicals. Now looking at Kaspa's dashboard, the current reward is sitting at 92. Next one is going to be 87. Next reduction is scheduled in 28 days. We are sitting at almost 85% mine. The hash rate is sitting at 718 petahash per second, and all-time highs are sitting at 757 petahash per second. This number is constantly growing, and I do remind to everybody that this is a great thing. Now looking at overall market, we are sitting at 43, which is neutral, and last time, yesterday, I believe, we were sitting at still fear. So guys, we are gearing towards the right side at the moment, if you can see that, and that also is reflecting the bubbles. That is an hourly, but if I'm going to switch it to the daily, we can clearly see that the whole market is basically recovering. All right, so now guys, let's have a look at the ETF inflows from yesterday. Unfortunately, as of 6th of August, yesterday we had 148.6 million of negative outflows for BTC. However, Ethereum saw a positive inflows in the last 2 days. And now something very important, guys, right? So before I'm even going to show you the chart, I believe that this is something important to cover, right? So in the last 3 days, when stock prices plunged, retail investors sold $1 billion. Institutional investors bought $14 billion worth of stocks and everything, pretty much. This is the market manipulation at its finest. Short-term price movement is largely manipulated by market makers and algos. Guys, so this is basically how it's working, right? Well, it will be way too easy if we are going to, let's say, learn technicals, etc., and then we are going to have a mindset of making money right away, right? Because obviously these technicals are learned by all of these manipulators as well, and it's so easy to manipulate the price of any asset if you have billions of dollars. There's another important thing that I believe must be covered, and that is basically US Treasury that is going to begin buying back up to 46 billion worth of outstanding government securities by the end of October, primarily to provide liquidity support. So guys, the printers are back on. That is huge. And also guys, 2,200 letters of support for Bitcoin strategic reserve bill sent to US senators. Guys, so if that is going to happen, I do believe that you are imagining of what kind of magnitude of money is pretty much going to hit the crypto market. Okay, I'm not saying today, I'm not saying tomorrow, okay, but that is basically what is brewing at the moment. All right, altcoins, that is an altcoin season index. Looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern has been forming here for over 2 years now. good things take time, according to Mr. Prof. So guys, if that target obviously is going to play out, we could see a finally an altcoin year, which I believe is going to happen probably next year or probably by the end of this one, but that technically could be a good sign. Well, in my personal humble opinion, of course, that could be a good sign because we can still have some time to accumulate and pack our bags, but I do believe that your bags actually should be packed a while ago. Anyways, Mr. The Scalping Pro is asking, what if that was the last shakeout before we are going to see that, recovery towards the upside? And if so, then we are going to reach 100k, right? Because we are in that channel, right? If we are going to zoom that chart, if we are going to look at the standpoint of final wick down for BTC, according to Mr. Trader Tardigrade, he's saying that Bitcoin has finally printed a wick down under the support line. In last cycle, that wick started off a new super bull rally running from 2016 to 2018. The current wick could send BTC to another bull top. Wow, guys, that would be huge, all right? But you know what is the interesting thing? The interesting thing is that 2020, 2026 is basically showing us 780,000 USD for BTC. Guys, that will be phenomenal. And basically, well, based on this chart, if that is going to play out, we could expect, let's say, BTC at these price levels. I'm not saying that is going to happen, but it definitely could. And now another chart made by Mr. Scalping Pro, who is saying that you should remember the last time the hash ribbons gave a buy signal for Bitcoin. And we had the buy signal, shakeout, and V-shaped recovery, which I believe we are going to see right now, based on this chart, of course, because if we are going to look at what happened last time, then we had that recovery, that pump towards the upside, with, of course, sideways price action and local pullbacks. Nonetheless, the next target is reaching towards 90k. BTC is still above the super trend weekly and has touched the weekly SMA 50 at the same time. In 2017, the uptrend was touched several times with a wick, but never closed with a candle below it. That is a positive because we have dipped below 200 MA for BTC, but from standpoint of SMA 50, we are still bullish on a weekly time frame. So that is great. Shout out to Mickey Bull Crypto, and he's asking, is Bitcoin macro bottom indeed in? The charts on this trend tell you yes, that wave 4 macro correction is ending. Here is in why you should get ready for wave 5 of a minimum target of $135,000 for the next few months. Wow, guys, that would be great. Obviously, if we are going to reach that level of FIB 2.618, we can expect such prices for BTC. And now, guys, altcoins. So total crypto market cap, that is excluding Bitcoin, on a weekly chart. Many macro charts are starting to look really great again. The weekly candle is back in the handle low of the 2.5-year cap and handle pattern. Market makers have been playing with us long enough, but the final upward wave is inevitable. Candle close in 4 days. Guys, let's see how that is going to play out. And also, let's actually have a look at very important thing, I believe, all right? Something that is supporting the bull cycle as well, one of the indicators, of course. So guys, we are still trading below 200-day moving average on a monthly time frame. So guys, if we are going to close above it at some point, I believe that is going to look much more bullish, okay? So we do have to wait, but I do believe, as all of these charts are basically suggesting, is that market makers were manipulating the price of crypto and overall market for too long. So another interesting thing is that, funny enough, nobody is interested in BTC at the moment, right? Make sure that you remember that, right? Because this is how basically humans are reacting to everything, right? They always want, well, in general, we human beings always want something that we cannot have, right? So now BTC is more affordable at the time of recording this video, and of course, when BTC is going to be around 100k, everybody is going to be buying like crazy. But in this particular case, I do believe that people like us are going to benefit. Well, it might sound very harsh, but that's the reality, and that is the game. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace and love, crypto.